Welcome everybody to another live edition of TMI Thursdays, your podcast, broadcast live today on New Year's Day.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to everybody, you included.
Oh, thank you very much. Happy New Year to you too, James.
Yes.
How was your evening? How was your New Year's Eve? Oh, you're searching for the right. Very good.
Just came in there in time.
A little bit of a fumble there. That's how
Which
it was.
my night, really. Yeah, no, I didn't really get up to a huge amount, to be honest, and I didn't try to, so I wasn't, it was just pretty chilled night in, bit of TV, bit of me, bit of me time. And I don't mean the Gavin and Stacey me time under the little tap. Yeah, very low key. And yours? Any better?
Pretty much very low key. Went to gym, just chilled out after, and yeah, texted a couple of my friends saying he was out and about. A few of them went to Belfast. I didn't fancy it. So I just stayed in, and then I thought, sure, I'll just wait for midnight and then I'll go to bed. Well, I was in bed by 10:30, and then I fought with myself. I read for a bit, and then you put the TV on a bit, and then I was fighting and says, right, okay, let me at least manage to stay up till 11 p.m, which is midnight back in Slovakia, so I can at least wish Happy New Year to my family back home. And I did it literally. I had already light the lights off when I was chatting to my father, a couple of messages, Happy New Year, and I saw his last message, Happy New Year, I love you, and that was me. Done. Gone.
Do you know what? Actually, so I was just going to say, so you didn't make New Year's, but you did.
But I did, just a different time zone.
No, but that was, home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
So you did. You totally saw it in.
Yeah. So I celebrated New Year in Slovakia last night.
That's awesome. That's a really cool story. So you did see Midnight, and I like that.
Yeah.
By the way, my little attempt to sing over you there was that. Do you remember that song? And isn't it midnight? Fleetwood Mac. On the other side of the world.
I love it.
Isn't it midnight? It's like it's always midnight somewhere kind of thing.
It is midnight somewhere.
Yeah.
Always a midnight.
So that's where that rude little interruption was about.
So
anyway.
yeah, I sat, I journaled, I reflected. I wrote myself a midnight promise. You cry a little. I cried a little.
Did you?
Yeah, I cry every New Year's Eve.
I've never seen you cry.
Have you not?
Well, every New Year's Eve, okay.
Every New Year's Eve, and no, I do cry. I'm not saying I like crying. That's just like I don't suppress crying because I know there's nice crying. Like I don't cry because I'm sad. I cried because it's a kind of like a gratitude little cry there. You reflect back and you're grateful for all the great things that happened to you in 2025 and all of that. But then some missed opportunities, maybe some things I would have done differently, coulda, shoulda, woulda, hindsight is a wonderful thing, type of tears.
I get it. I think that we've all got that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's New Year's Day today. It all feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So just up and fresh, worked out. You're just getting up, getting on with it, going for lunch, going to mum's, doing some New Year's kind of traditional things, or I don't know.
I'd like to hear more about that.
Superstitious, yeah.
What is tradition? New Year's for you and yours?
Yeah, there's a couple of different ones in Eastern Europe. For example, like on New Year's Eve, for example, we make like a lentil soup. I
love lentil soup.
Lentil soup, yeah.
Great time of year.
That kind of a representation of like inviting wealth in.
Okay.
Lentils, yeah, money and wealth. And then, for example, on New Year's Day, we cook either pork, beef or lamb. Mostly pork for good luck, but nothing with wings, so your luck doesn't fly away.
Wow.
It's a bit superstitious, but it's fun. So nothing with wings. We don't cook
no
chicken, no turkey.
turkey.
No, not on New Year's Day.
I see.
And
Nice.
then I think over here there's a tradition that is it midnight when you open all the doors in the doors both sides of the house, and you let fresh air, the old go out, and then you come in.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And my mum introduced me to that many, many years ago when I was a young kid. I remember being really captured by it. It was like, it felt like, it was like really ghosty.
Oh.
Yeah. As in, like, she was like, right, first we've got to let the old year out.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the back door. She opened up the back door and opened it up, and she went, right, thank you very much, you know, thank you for all you've done this year. Da, da, da. And I was there as a kid, thank you. And then it's like, I literally felt as this young kid that the year was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
We were letting the year out, and he was leaving and going down the spiral staircase down into like the
Backpack
garden
with all the
path.
negative stuff in
Yeah.
it. Take it with you.
Yeah. And then onto the front door.
Okay.
And then open the front door and you welcome the new year in.
Love it.
Welcome, please come in, look after us. And it really captured me when I was a kid, and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I've done it ever since. It's quite common, obviously, from what, you know, you've heard of it. So, you know, people do it, but my kids have really got into it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, they're opening up of the back door first and then opening up of the front door.
Love it.
And they really like it. They feel like, it's like when you're young, you actually, I mean, you do let the year out. I mean, that is what's happening. But like when you're a kid, you see it like a spirit that's exiting and like a spirit that's arriving. It's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
It is symbolic. It's nice.
Yeah.
I think there's one more that kind of we don't do as such on the Slovakian side, but on the Hungarian side would be dumplings made with little notes inside them with names. So the young girls would get the dumplings, and it would be maybe a name of a suitor baked inside.
Oh, is this like slightly arranged marriage sort of thing, or
No.
just wishful thinking?
No, it's more just it's not a
Celebrities
no,
or
no.
like locals in the village?
No, I think it's first name type of thing. You know, bit of a fun with it and a bit of a prediction. Your husband's going to be called Joseph or whatever. I don't know.
And what's your husband going to be called? Bet you remember.
No, I never. No, we
You
didn't.
remember.
No, I don't. We never did
I
that.
bet
So
you do.
we never did that. We never did that tradition. But yeah, and there's a couple of other ones, but it's mostly like food related.
Okay.
So those mostly just like food related type of traditions for New Year's.
You had
New
me at
Year's Day.
dumplings. I love dumplings. Are they dumplings that are made from like suet? Or different type, or like
Okay.
more of a flour-based kind of...
Yes, in
dumpling.
Slovakia we do these beautiful steamed. Do you know the bao bun?
Oh, yeah,
right? So we do. It's a steamed bun, and there is chocolate inside or jam inside. Mostly jam. They call it like a jam bun, jam dumpling. It's made from flour and yeast and all that, and they steamed, and then they rise, and then you do like a chocolate sauce, and then they cover it in a.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, steamed bun.
Steamed bun and a name for your future
Husband, yeah.
the wedded.
Yeah. Jammy Joe.
Jammy Joe.
So yeah, that's New Year's Eve. So 2020. I said that so many
Yeah,
times.
2025.
Shall we
Yeah.
take a beat on that and
Let's
see
do it.
how we
Yes.
talking about reflecting.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Take a beat. Everybody just take a beat.
I know.
Thanks, Jerry. Happy New Year, Jerry.
So 2025 has been interesting, I think. I hear what I see and read and hear from people saying they are delighted that it's over. Now, in other news, in Chinese zodiac, the year's not over yet.
Is it February?
February, yes. So, ladies and gents, we are still in the year of the snake.
Yes.
We are still shedding that snake skin. We are still shedding the last old beliefs and
That is interesting.
all the things we don't need to bring with us into the new year, which will be the year of the horse.
It's the horse next year, is
Horse,
it?
yes.
Nice.
But we're still in the year of the snake, so we're
Right.
yet to go. We're still things to learn. But let's talk about let's reflect back on 2025.
Well, interesting. Like you
Yeah.
saying that about the Chinese, like I think our calendar is a bit off, isn't it? I think we're supposed to have 13 months, and we only have 12. There is something in that.
It's an interesting question because there's like so many different ways people look. You know, you've got the Chinese zodiac, you've got the what's the other one? The one we use the Libra and all of those, or
That's
the
our zodiac. Yeah.
So you have that, but then you've got
Astrology.
astrology, but then you've got other calendars who actually say that it's spring
Yes,
equinox that is the actual new year.
apparently.
Partly, so we're still in
Yes.
winter as such. We still should be
Yes.
hibernating.
Yes.
So it's 21st of March or 20th of March.
Yeah.
That is actual the new year when you go fresh, and it kind of makes sense because that's when nature starts to wake up. That's when the flowers are going
Newness, right?
blooming, and everything starts to grow and renew. So I
Yes.
can understand the logic behind that. You know that spring
too.
is the new year. So because yes, we just had New Year's Eve, 1st of January, and we still have 2 months ahead of grey misery in Northern Ireland. You know, and
Yeah.
crappy weather. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting because you think about it. October is Latin for 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 10th month.
Yes.
The Dis is like 10,
10.
and that's the 12th month.
Yeah.
Nov is 9. So there is something that's slightly
Slightly off. Yeah.
slightly off with our calendars, really. But it's interesting that like the Chinese New Year sort of does edge much closer towards that sort of
Yeah.
March time. But anywho, it is our new year anyway, and it is January the 1st, 2026. Yes, and you were about to introduce something there, I think, just before I rudely interrupted you.
Yeah, no. What I was just like, I think it's lessons learned, really. You know that I want to reflect back on 2025 and how it went, and I have 3 key lessons. Probably I'll rattle through what I have learned or observed or kind of offered me some insight.
Yeah.
And I think, and they're pretty big, and I'm still kind of working on them, and it's going to be an ongoing thing. But I think first one was that I realised how much, I realised that family patterns run more of my life than I realised. And what I mean by family patterns is the kind of like the generational knowledge, the generational beliefs and values and whatever was handed down to me throughout not just my parents, my grandparents and further down. I grew up in a home where 4 generations lived under one roof.
Wow.
So I knew my great grandparents. I was 16 when my great grandmother died, and you okay?
Yep.
And I was 20, so my great grandfather died 2 days before I moved to Northern Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah, but we grew up, so I knew I have a good understanding what it looks like. You know what it looks like to behaviors, beliefs, patterns, and all of that, and which these, if you're not super self-aware or you don't actually spend time on things like family constellations, shadow work, self-awareness, all of this generational kind of, and I don't want to use the word trauma. I'm not even going to talk about trauma because that's like a whole different conversation, but I'm just simply want to acknowledge the fact that kind of subconscious programs that are running in the background that I became more aware of this year, and I'm looking at them more. But I'm also through this, I'm also realising that how much I want to kind of learn about my family and spend time with them and understand them and whatever happened in the past. You know, I'm sure everybody has things that been said, done and all of that, and just practice forgiveness and presence and love and all of that, and heal those family relationships and family bonds and dynamics. And since I've been doing that and I've been very successful the last couple of years because the dynamics have changed significantly, and my time is so much better going home every year and so much more loving and caring. And I see myself and I see the patterns and everything running through, and it also, like, all these family dynamics and patterns run everywhere in all areas in our lives.
Right.
So business, love,
Yeah.
career, being a parent, being a partner. Family dynamics are everywhere. They're like a little mushroom mycelium under the ground, and they seep into all areas of your life. So if you're not aware of them, they can hijack your life now and again. So it's good practice to learn about your family dynamics. Yeah.
Yeah, very complex subject, that.
Yeah. But so I'm not even going to go any deeper than that. Number 2, I thought I knew about leadership until I learned about social leadership. And what I mean by that is, for 18 years, I was in the corporate world, private business, and that's all they do, to talk about leadership this, leadership that, management this, and you lead people, and you meet CEOs, and you go to all these conferences and all of that. And I thought I knew, or I was well informed, or all about leadership. And then I stepped out of that area and I went into the charity world, and I got an opportunity to go to a conference last year in Leeds with the Rank Foundation, and I have heard stories from leaders, and that whenever it dawned on me, whenever I had a massive kind of humbling experience, that I thought I knew stuff about leadership until I learned about what social leadership means, and learned about leaders, everyday people who are leading organizations, delivering amazing services and driving impact and positive impact and change to everyday people. And I think I learned what it means to be, what actual leadership is, what it means to be resourceful and resilient because of the funding's being cut back, and obviously they're dealing with completely different things. So that social leadership is just, mind blowing.
That's very interesting. So, like, leadership is another really, really great topic, and I guess we'll probably even deep dive into that in future episodes and stuff. But a lot of people get confused, don't they? They think leadership is being in charge.
Being in charge, yes.
And that's not actually what leadership means. It might involve being in charge. It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But some people do see it as though, I have authority, therefore I'm a leader. And it's, not quite like that, really, is it? Because you have to lead people somewhere, don't you?
Well, it is it is leadership, but it's a different type of leadership whenever you're leading a team towards profit as such.
Yeah. Profit, destination, new product launching. It could be anything really.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So that was number 2. Number 3, last one. I have written this down. Shedding bad habits like snakeskin is the fastest way to happiness.
Nice. And that links in beautifully to your description of it being the year of the snake currently.
Yes.
And we are shedding our skin.
Shedding. So
nice.
I've realised how many more patterns I'm still repeating, and how much more I still kind of I'm learning, and all of those things, and bad habits, whether it's scrolling on my phone, whether it's, getting up late, or you name it. There's like a multitude of habits.
Long list.
Procrastinating. I am terrible at procrastinating. And also what I do also, I always say, I'm going to do this, and I never do it. I made so many promises, and I broke promises, and I made so many New Year's Eve goals. Oh my Lord, if I just had a pound for every goal, I dropped by the 3rd week, but we'll get to that. So that's where I'm at, kind of, learning about myself and shedding those bad habits like a snakeskin. So that's me, 2025.
Yeah, I think you missed something huge out of that.
Yeah.
Something really huge.
Oh, starting this podcast.
Hello, baby.
Yes, absolutely. This probably is my win for 2025, is tapping James on the shoulder, and it's going, "Hey, James, I have an idea. Let me introduce the idea, and tell me what do you think."
Yeah.
And he just went, "Yes, let's do this."
And then I found out how much equipment you had, and couldn't believe you weren't doing it already.
Yes.
But
so
you're doing it now.
doing it now. Another one. Yeah, started a TikTok account today, and
Shit, tell us more about that.
little bit because I'm mindful of time. Front porch love. It's a little bit of a passion project, I think, and it also documented my own journey. So I set another big goal, so please keep me accountable for it. Tap me on the shoulder and ask me about it, because I promised myself that I'm going to show up every day and talk about front porch love. And what I mean by that is traditional kind of values in dating and love, and women respecting men and men protecting women, and masculine and feminine dynamics, and having meaningful conversations, and how to approach women, and how to build up men, and how to, build up women. I don't know. It's just like I've read a million books, and it all sits in my mind, and I just want to share it.
And where can we find you?
Just on TikTok. It's front.porch.love.
Nice. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Cool.
So how about your 2025?
My 2020.
Take me on a journey.
Yeah. God dear. Where do I start? I guess at the beginning is always a good place, really. So,
Yeah.
2024 was a really hard year, really tough year, full of significant change, a lot of shift dynamics going on in the family unit, which broke apart. And at the end of 2024, I was basically scrabbling around looking for a property to buy here in Northern Ireland, because I decided to commit to stay in Northern Ireland because my kids live here, and I weren't gonna distance myself from them. I do have an eldest son in England, as you know, but he's much older and got his own sort of life going on now. So I had to very, very quickly find somewhere to sort of live permanently, and it was really, really tough. Like the market for buying in sort of Q4, as we'd say in the corporate world, last year was really, really tough, and I found it incredibly stressful, and I must have viewed about 60 houses.
Wow.
I liked a small handful of them, and I ended up buying the property that we're sitting in now, as you know. It was just a really, really stressful experience. And I found myself, how do I describe this, falling into 2026 without really knowing it was coming.
Yeah.
So I guess it was a really strange introduction to the year for me. And for me, it was all about kind of survival, really, treading water, living in this new house, decorating this new house, getting it fit for purpose, starting to, rebuild time with the people who are important, my young kids, and rebuilding, or not even rebuilding, but starting to build a life for myself here in Northern Ireland that I hadn't had before. So I didn't really know what the year was going to be like, to be honest. So I kind of went into it a little bit rudderless. And I don't beat myself up too much about that, because I don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to turn out. So that's absolutely fine. But I think one of the things that I did really wrong this year, that I'm going to put right this year, was I literally accepted survival. I was in a state of survival, and I accepted that was an okay place to be, and that survival was enough. And that's all I would need to achieve this year, and it kind of is all I've achieved this year. But
you survived.
I survived, and some people go, "Oh, you've been too hard on yourself. Listen, you've had a tough time, mate, and you've survived." But survival is moving backwards, really. So I this coming into next year, I wanna go beyond survival.
Yeah.
And I want to do more, because I feel like I've slightly regressed this year.
Okay.
Like regressed in lots of facets of my life. And I think I allowed myself to do that
Okay.
under the guise of survival. No, it's okay. That can slip.
Ah.
That can slide.
Okay.
Because I'm surviving.
Yeah.
You know, it can, like, survival is
You reckon
true.
you use it as a bit of a crutch?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I have. So, if I'm going to be all honest, I learnt a lot in 2025, and I'm incredibly grateful for what I know now that I didn't know coming into the year. And I'm going to use some of what I've learnt to my advantage. But quite frankly, Adriana, I'm glad to see the back of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's been a character building year.
You could say that again.
Okay. Well, and what other lessons? Do you have any lessons learned from that, or where else we're going with that? You know, with your survival mode.
Yeah. So, I mean, I spoke about sort of regression, lowering of standards, acceptance of mediocrity, existing instead of living. There's so many different ways to sort of describe the same thing,
you
really.
have a lot of notes there. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see ownership returns.
Well, this is starting to look into sort of 2026, really.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like what I said. It's that survival is, you know, when you find yourself in a very, very difficult situation, and you have to do what it takes to survive. It sounds like an old cliche, but it's very, very true. I think the important thing is that you don't limit yourself to survival, and that's the key thing, because what I explained a little bit earlier, that survival is great and important, but if that allows you to cut corners, and it allows you to make things a little bit easy when they shouldn't be, and it allows you to just make excuses for yourself, and it allows you to justify leading a life that's pretty ordinary, really, and I think it's not a good thing. You know, I think survival, when you really need it, is really important, but I think you've got to recognise that survival comes with growth as well, and you've got to find every opportunity that you can in survival mode to take elements of growth as you go. I think if you don't do that, then you just sort of dwell and you swill around in that bare basic mode, and it's not good for you. I think the human brain, the human heart, the human capability, everything just regresses and shrinks.
How do you know
Because you don't
that
challenge yourself.
how do you know that you're no longer surviving, just drifting?
For me, I knew when I was being lazy.
Okay.
I knew, you know. Oh yeah, I should really be doing like more stuff around the house. I should be going for that walk this morning. But you know what? I don't feel like it. It's been a hard year. It's okay if I could sit on this sofa a little bit longer and watch the TV for a bit longer, or I put that job off till next week, and then next week comes and I put that job off till next week, you know, or yeah, I should really, you know, strive for more in my work life. Yeah, you know, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, you know. But I think you know in yourself, true survival is like a very stressed, panicked mode, and you're very heightened and aware that you are surviving from a danger. But there comes a point where you know that danger is subsiding, and you are just becoming a little bit lazy and a little bit victim. And inside, you know, but you find it easy to like deny it and quell it and push it down and say, no, it's okay, because, you know, it's been a tough year. I don't have to do that. Don't have to confront that.
And what is the best, like, as a friend?
Yeah.
What is the best way to support someone in that instance as such? Because, like, I can imagine if I was to call out, oh, you're just being a victim or whatever, that would land really harshly. Like, how do you support someone? How do you, the worst, like, how do you motivate or inspire or support someone, you know, through that?
That's a really excellent question. Pardon me. And I think I work in sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the more you get a client talking, the more information you get out of them.
Right.
And that's a good thing for you because you understand more about their situation and
Yeah.
what's important to them, what isn't important to them. Information is gold in selling.
Yeah.
But also, what you tend to find is that the more people open up and talk to you about themselves, they find their own solutions. And in selling,
Okay.
they start to find reasons to have a need for what you're selling. It's like a natural thing. So I guess if you've got someone that's in survival mode, get them talking and start asking, you know, how are things? How are you? Brilliant. What have you been up to? Oh, well, you know, just a bit of this, a bit of that. I don't know what that means. Like, what have you been up to? Seriously, like, what's going on? Like, what you've been doing? Tell me. And then they just get them talking, and the more they open up, the more they kind of start to see that they haven't been doing as much as maybe they can, but it's got to come from them, not from you.
Do you gently push with some questions or?
No, I don't think you. No, because I don't think interrogating. If you want someone to sort of shut down, then I think that sort of pushy interrogation. But you've got the being curious. I think is probably a better way of describing it. Being curious of someone,
curious, yeah,
and being curious,
trying to understand the person.
Curious to the point of annoying,
Yeah,
which is good. Gets them talking, gets them exposing to themselves. Hang on. Yeah, I've not really been up to a lot. But also encouragement. Encouragement to do stuff, actually. Oh, well, listen, I was going to go into Belfast and do a bit of shopping and grab a coffee on Saturday. Like, why don't you come with me? I'd like you to. And then, so it's that kind of stuff.
yeah.
So it's like, it's pulling them out of their situation. Talking, being curious, getting them to open up, getting them to, when they're talking about their situation, they have to own it.
Yeah.
And then encourage them to do more, be less lazy. And the best way to do that is to invite people into doing things that you're doing as a really good example of what life is like on the other side of just being lazy and sitting on a couch and not leaving your house.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that would just be my 2 pennies worth. What do you think?
Well, I don't want to kind of overlabour it too much, do you know, because there's only so much help and support you can offer someone. The change needs to come from within.
Completely.
So we can sit here and we can, you know, empathise and we can come out with all the support techniques. Somewhere, I think, deep down, the person's not feeling enough pain to want to change.
Yeah.
The pain of not changing needs to be bigger than the pain of changing, you know. And I think the person's not changing, and I, like, from myself, even when it comes to like weight loss and things like that, you know, like I need to feel real pain, and the pain of me looking in the mirror, or the pain of not being able to put your favourite outfit on needs to be bigger than the pain of me going to the gym and feeling the pain of working out. So it's that kind of, the scales need to tip over for the person to change.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah.
Okay, that was an interesting 2025 for you.
Yeah, I'm glad it's gone. I'm ready for a new year, frankly.
Okay.
Yeah, ready for a new year. Are you?
I am, and I'm excited for the new year. It's an interesting one. 1st of January comes and feel like I was like, yay, new year. Let's wreck it, Ralph.
Wreck it.
What about any goals, aspirations, intentions, words, themes? What's going on there? Are you setting anything for 2026?
Yeah. So very much so.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Get into this little bit of a.
Yeah. So 2026. So I've mentioned this a couple of times. In the podcast we've done over the last few weeks or so, and I'm really, one of the things I'm going to be doing is really getting into vibration.
Okay.
Yeah, vibration heavily, and what I mean by that, and I'm dying for us to cover this as a podcast topic at some point in the very near future. But like we vibrate. I've said this. I won't go on too much about it again now. But like we vibrate, and what we vibrate attracts the same and similar frequencies back. So we don't vibrate what we think, we vibrate what we believe. And there's a really important lesson there, that positive thinking is great, positive self-talk is great, but they lead you on a journey to believe in the positivity. It's once you believe in the positivity that you actually vibrate up that positivity, whatever that is, whether it's life, love, money, health, any facet of your life. So I'm really going to delve into that. So I guess I want to achieve by the end of the year a new vibrational state for me.
Okay.
Where I am not thinking I am, not hoping I am, but I actually am believing in a positive, better me, so that I can attract the trappings and the gifts and the rewards and everything that come with that. So my methodology to get there is to look within. So one of the things I've really latched onto is that we look outwards at the universe, but we are also the universe, and the universe is us. And I think that all the secrets, all the knowledge, everything that we need as individuals is inside us, and we can find it within ourselves. So you've got meditation, you've got all different ways of doing it, but I'm in an advantageous position because I've been very fortunate. I've been in really good, positive states in my life. I've been really fit, really healthy, really successful financially, lived in my ideal location, had all my really great close friends, really fantastic romantic relationships, any girl I wanted, all this kind of stuff, all those, what you could imagine to be the perfect life. I mean, it's individual, I know, but I've actually been the person that has had that, and I've been in that position before, about 15 years ago, and maybe a bit longer, maybe 16 years ago, and I know that person is in me. I'm still that guy. I'm different because I vibrate different.
Okay.
So I've attracted different vibrations. So I've got bigger. I have more money worries. I have less friends. I have all these things that have just engulfed and sort of flooded into my life. So my goal this year is, through vibrational work, through positive thinking, positive meditation, positive self-talk, and I'll come on to that maybe a little bit later, depending on time, I'm going to slowly peel away the layers and excavate myself like I'm doing some like research at the pyramids, and I'm excavating a tomb, and I'm going to find my inner James that I like the most.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring him back out to the surface. Dust him down, and I'm going to be him by the end of the year.
So what you're doing is, it's an interesting, so I saw this technique. You're looking at what you're kind of taking 12 months, you're flying across to the end of 2026.
Yeah.
and you're thinking about what you want to be looking back at what you have achieved in 2026. So you're working your way backwards as such.
It's a very, very shrewd observation, and it's even more than that, actually. It is, and it kind of ties into what I said, that like if you think positively in your mind, that is great. You are training your mind to think positively. If you say positive things with your mouth, you are even more accelerating positive growth in you as a person. The number one way to become the person you want to be is to believe you are that person already. So where I'm really going with this, and why I'm talking about it in a end of year sense, is I am that person now. Bit weird.
No, it's you have to visualize the end goal. You have to believe in it. There is research around when it comes to results. Let's say whether it's sports, weight loss, or anything, that if you associate them with your identity, or there was a piece of research that I read in Nair Ayal's book, Indistractable, and it's to do with voting. So when there is a higher percentage of people voting when they see it, when they use the sentence, I am a voter,
Yep.
instead of I vote.
Yes.
Or I am voting.
Yes.
So when they see it as part of their identity,
Yes.
there's a higher chance that they will do it.
Yes.
So let's say if you use the word, and if you put yourself into the identity of a person you want to be, let's say at the end of the 2026, I want to be an athletic man owning business or eating healthy, and you go to your fridge and then you open it and you go, well, how does an athletic man eat? What's in the athletic or sports or, a healthy person? What's in their fridge? What is this person eating? And if I am that person, I am a healthy person, then this is in my fridge. So I am as part of your identity. So that can help you with those goals kind of for the new year.
Yeah.
When you're setting those goals, when you're starting to see yourself as the person and then creating habits based on that.
Yeah. They say you're familiar with asking the universe for help, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they say when you ask the universe for help, you ask the universe for help as the person in the sense that you are the thing you're asking for already. Not that you don't ask because you're without it. You
already have it.
You ask it because I already am it.
I believe
Therefore,
in it. Yeah.
I
embody it.
I must have it because I already am it.
Yeah.
And it's a really, really, it's a subtle thing to think about, but it's a really profound change on the human mindset, I think, because we're so used to saying, oh, I can't wait to lose weight. I'm going to look brilliant. Yeah, no, I'm really going to put in a lot of effort, and I totally believe them. But I have lost vast amounts of weight numerous times in my life, and I've been really successful at it. And I've always done it by actually acting as though I was skinny to start with.
Okay.
And that was my whole existence and thought belief around it. To solve it was, I've already solved it. I am a skinny man. I have already got these things. And when I visualized and meditated, that was the person that I saw. When I looked in the mirror, that's the person I saw in the mirror.
Yeah.
And what that does is that just aligns all your habits that you was mentioning earlier. All those habits then fall into line and do what they're told, because you are in complete control of everything that's building towards it. It's really, really powerful stuff.
Exercise. Do you know what? So that is one of the top 3 goals normally people set. top 3 themes.
Yeah.
So it's top 3 themes every year. By the way, we're now moving into the whole goal setting and habits and all of that for the new year. And I have some couple of interesting stats. But so not 3 themes where most of the goals are kind of reside in: exercise,
Yep.
food, eating healthy,
Yep.
and money.
Yeah. All really important.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that would be the top 3. So another fun fact: there is 11% of UK population who can't even remember the goals they set for 2025 by the end of the year.
Yeah. I can't remember mine.
Do you write them down?
I don't know if I did, because I was in that whole survival thing. I may have made.
So apparently it helps if you write your goals down. There is a higher chance of you to achieve your goals if you write them down, and even higher chance of you achieving them if you have an accountability buddy.
I love the idea of that.
So shall we be accountable to each other this year?
Yes, please.
Right, we'll do that, no problem. And
Perfect.
there's a couple of other things. I thought this was fun. I never heard this one before, but I learned about the Quitter's Day.
Quitter's Day.
Quitter's Day. So this is the one you all want to avoid. And this happens based on a Strava research. So they analysed 31.5 million January activities. Motivation dipped on this day, which is the second Friday in January, which is the 9th of January this year.
9th of January, Quitter's Day.
Quitter's Day. Don't be a quitter on the 9th of January.
Don't be a quitter.
Don't be a quitter. So that was, I thought
you
that was
aren't.
interesting.
You aren't a quitter.
You are not a quitter.
I am not a quitter.
Well, that doesn't work though, because if you say I am not a quitter, it needs to be a positive sentence. So what would be the opposite of a quitter? I am committed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what would be
Yeah.
like an identity? What's the opposite of a quitter? A winner? I am a winner.
Yeah.
Let's say. So you are a winner.
So I've already won.
Yes.
Not as an excuse not to do it, but I'm already a winner. I think, yeah, I am already a winner.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's all about winning.
Yeah.
Another little fun fact. Well, no, it's not really a fun fact, really. It's just, so whenever you're putting these new goals down and these aspirations and intentions, I'm not a big goal fan. I try and set intentions as such. I have set goals and I failed them lots of times. I failed more goals than I have money. So
If you ain't failing, you ain't trying.
well, this is it. Jesus Christ, I am trying and I never give up. I keep trying and I keep going. I'm not a quitter. I'm a winner.
You are. You're winning.
I'm winning. By not giving up, I'm winning.
You're already winning now, aren't you?
I know.
You do feel like you are as well, don't you?
I'm getting there. I think it takes also a bit of self-awareness and a bit of, learning about yourself and understanding, when the quitting's coming in so you can be ahead of the game and not to quit. But habits, when it comes to forming new habits and you're trying to form these new habits, on an average, it takes 66 days to form a new habit. But there's a variance. Everybody's different. So it can be anything from 18 days to 250 days to form a new habit. So it's just what type of a habit is
Right.
and what type of a person you are.
I see.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I've
that's
got
why
you.
the variance of from 18 to 250 days.
That's
So,
interesting. I always remember the soundbite that to make something a habit, you should do it 21 times. I don't know where that comes from, but it's like if you do something 21 times in a row, then it becomes a habit. I guess that's maybe just
Yeah.
small little things like.
But again, depends on the habit. And also you should try and approach or try and set goals in a form of new approach goals instead of avoidance goals. Yeah?
Right.
So instead of saying, I'm going to quit doing this, or you should try and focus on, I'm going to start. So instead of stopping, try and set starting goals. There's a higher chance of you achieving starting goals than stopping goals.
Interesting.
Again, depends. Nothing ever is black and white. Again, depends what type of a person you are when it comes to motivation. There's two types of people. You are either motivated towards or motivated away. Towards a positive outcome or away from a negative result or negative effect. Yeah. So I am probably a type of person. I am more motivated by negative. Let's say I don't wanna end up that way, or I don't wanna end up putting too much weight on, or I don't wanna end up so I have a thing in my mind what I don't want. I'm better at imagining what I don't want and move away from that, which is not great when you're trying to kind of think about the whole vibrational stuff and manifesting and all of that. So ideally you want to try and get this new habit of being motivated by moving towards a positive outcome.
I like that. So is there a word for your new year that you could encapsulate?
Oh, it's an interesting
package.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because it's not. So I think last year I think I had the word commitment. Kind of commit to, but it didn't really work out as such. I had such an interesting year with job changes and all of that stuff. So, I think for this year, and it's specifically what I would like to focus on this year, would be boundaries, in form of
Whoa, that really got me.
Don't be choking.
Pardon me.
Yeah, boundaries. Yes, I want to be able
Boundaries.
to have better boundaries in my private life, in work life, understanding what boundaries are, dating, all of that, boundaries, even for myself, being able to say no to things. Then if I'm able to say no to more things, then I'm more empowered by my yes whenever I do say a yes. So things like that. So yeah, boundaries, understanding around, habits and what boundaries do I need to kind of put in so I have better habits. So I've better outcomes. So all of that. So boundaries is my word for 2026.
That is awesome. And that fits you perfectly because you are so busy with so many things and so many different people that have different roles in your life that you're going to need boundaries.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to have some written down and actually just kind of follow them and put them in place. What about yourself, James?
Yeah, so mine is I'm going for restoration.
Oh, restoration, I like it.
And I think next year we'll look back and see as accountancy buddies. Was it accounting?
Accountability buddies.
Accountability buddies.
Yeah. Accountancy.
We can. Yeah,
well, let's hope we can count each other's pennies.
Imagine. Who knows?
Who knows?
Already there. Restoration. I've gone for restoration. Not to double down on it, but like I said earlier, like I have been the person that I want to be again. So for me, it's about restoring that person inside me. It's not reinventing. It's a restoration project. What was it I said to you earlier? It's like for those that know about cars, I'm like I see myself as a barn find.
A barn find.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm a barn find. I'm still in there. I've still got it.
Low mileage.
Yeah, all of that. I'm just in a pretty bad way and I need a bit of TLC and a bit of love and some restoration.
We just need to hush off the hands off the seat.
Exactly. And that kind of ties into like my thought beliefs that I am what I set out to be already. I just need a bit of work along the way. So it ties in restoration for me.
Love it. Love it. Well, that was a fabulous little New Year's Day episode. I enjoyed it. And we're right on time. We actually have a little bit of spare time too.
Well, we do. I mean,
do we have anything? Do we have something small or something new?
I have something small.
Go for it.
If you have something new, or we don't even have to have the new, but
no.
I have something small.
Yeah, go for something small. I'm curious what you have.
And it ties in very much with what I've been saying in this particular episode. And I forgive me because I've kind of sort of dipped under the surface a little bit, and there's a bit more of a deep dive that we can go into it. But my something small that I want to give you guys is words, and it's the power of words. The best way to describe it is that if we go back into medieval times where there were witches and there were wizards, people used to get wary of these individuals because they used to do magic spells. They used to say the magic spell which was something they would say out loud. There would be a ritual, there would be a process, and then they would apply the magic. And people couldn't believe how these things would come true. And that is all to do with the power of the word, the spoken word. It is unbelievable. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that we still have that magic spell ability today. What we say, words are very, 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 very powerful. Words in your mind that you think are powerful, but words that you speak out loud out of your mouth are incredibly powerful. And we have to be very, very careful in what words we use and what we say out loud, because by speaking, we are actually casting spells, believe it or not. So when you're thinking of positive things and you're imagining, what it is you want to achieve in life, whatever that might be, go beyond thinking it and actually say it. There's a technique called self-talk where you can look in a mirror and you look at yourself in the eyeballs, and it's not as easy as it sounds. And you say out loud what it is that you want to say, and you've got to be positive and kind about yourself, and you've got to say the right things in a positive sense to deliver a magic spell to yourself that is positive. And one of the things I need to work on with my son Michael is whenever he gets in trouble, he always runs off to his bedroom, and I can hear him talking to himself. And I hear him say things like, "I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy. I'm always bad." And I'm yeah, I know, and I'm gonna have to sort it out. That kind of stuff is not good. If you have people in your life and you hear them using those words about themselves, you need to intervene and stop, and you need to get them to say positive words. All right. So what I'm saying here is that positive thinking is really powerful, but positive words are even more powerful than that. So if there's one thing that you do or you start doing from now, is that you talk about yourself in positive and kind words. Don't trash talk yourself out of your mouth. Don't make those words come out, because once they come out, they are binding. So always say really nice stuff about yourself. It's very, very important, because although we don't realize it, we are casting spells on ourselves every time we talk. So be very, very careful about the words that you use and make sure that they're kind and positive, particularly when they're about yourself, because your brain listens to what you say and makes it happen. So if you say, "I'm Michael and I'm a bad kid," what does the brain do? Yeah, all right, I'm a bad kid. It's not good. So yeah, so that's my something small, that magic spells back in the day weren't as fantastical as we think they are now. They're obviously portrayed in Disney movies and things like that a bit more fantastically, but these were just people that understood the power of the spoken word, and that spoken words came true, and we still have that power now.
Magic.
Be careful with it. Yeah.
I am what I am.
Yeah.
To be or not to be.
It's so easy to say negative things about yourself out loud.
We are
isn't it?
wired. Listen, we are absolutely wired. I do believe there's a statistic for every. I think it takes. There was a 10-to-1 ratio around one compliment versus 10 negative. I think it's like 10 negative thoughts, and it takes 10 compliments to erase one negative thought or something like that. So we're so much more wired towards negative feedback and negative language, and we're very harsh on ourselves. That's another one. We're wired to be super negative and be mean to ourselves. So don't be mean to yourself. 2026, don't be mean to yourself.
No.
All right. Well,
Go out your way to outwardly say kind things about yourself.
be kind, set some intentions, and find an accountability buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. On that note, thank you very much for being. Do we have any housekeeping?
Yeah, you can find us on all the usual channels. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube. For those that aren't listening or watching on YouTube, you can find us on Spotify, at TMI Thursdays. We're pretty easy to find. And you can also, on all those channels, help donate a coffee if you feel like it, if you want to help the cause.
Buy us a coffee.
Yep.
It's just like taking us out for a conversation or for a chat. Or you can just message us. We're happy to meet up with people and go for a coffee.
Indeed. So, yeah, please hit the subscribe and like button and share this so that we can grow the network. We're still waiting for them comments coming in, aren't we? We know that there's going to be some
love your
soon.
comments.
Yeah. We're a bit light on
Let
those.
us know what you want us to cover what are you curious about, and we're happy to do so.
Yes.
On that note, that was an awesome episode again. Yeah. We were excited to be here. We were dying to get on it and just have a bit of catch up and chat with you all. So
perfect. So you'll see us again next Thursday,
next week.
8 p.m. for another live episode of TMI Thursdays.
Good night.
That is definitely not the right.
Oh,
there we go.
The magic of a live show.
There you go. 1 week break.